there's still a little part of me that still thinks that I need to earn my rest. Like if I am finished a few minutes early, you know, I gotta do something else to fill in that space. So, do I have to be working all the time to prove that I want the life I'm working towards? That's the question that I've been asking myself. Do I? So, we turn these little, I have, I don't know why I have so many things popping up on my screen. See, doing work within the work. Let me stop. But I'm going to keep going. Okay. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with my thing. I'm figuring it out in real time. Something is not connecting. I'm not sure what it is. Mm, I have my phones charging at my laptop. So I'm going to unhook them. And maybe I need to reset something later. I'm not sure. You see what's happening here? After all this, it's like, I'm tired. Let me just start this video over. We don't have to feel like we have to earn our rest all the time. So I'm not trying to stop being, ambitious. I'm not trying to stop like reaching towards what I need to reach towards, but I'm trying to figure out why stopping something makes me feel guilty, right? Need to get to the root cause of that. So where do I learn? So where did I learn that busy means I'm doing enough? Hmm. I can just say culture wise, just thinking back, I always saw family members always doing something in the kitchen. Women, let's talk about women doing stuff in the kitchen, and they will work, work, work until it's done, sweating, it's hot. I mean, back in the day, a lot of people that I knew had fans. I mean, there were some that had, if you had more money, you had an air conditioning unit with fans. I remember when everybody just had fans and it was hot in the kitchen. You know that saying, if you can't stand the heat, get out the kitchen. Like some people would still be in the kitchen. I mean, I guess they could stand the heat. It's just something about that. Just you have to get in there and you got this big meal planned and you got to finish it. If you finish it, or oh, what else can we take out? Take out that chicken, or let me mop the floor while the kids are outside. There was always something you had to make sure you got done before you could sit down. Hmm. So another part of that is the busyness of being preoccupied just to say you're preoccupied. Oh, I got so much going on today. Oh, it's busy. It's just so busy. Like it's like you get a little medal or something. Or, I'm the busiest. I'm a busy person. I'm doing this, I'm doing that, and I'm doing that. So it becomes like a status symbol. And I remember I homeschooled my children. So I remember, being amongst the homeschool parents and with moms, and the kids were playing, we're at a park or something. And We were in several little clubs, and at one point, I was the field trip person. So, girl, it's funny I mention that adventure. There's always some adventure with me. And so we would just be chatting it up and like, oh, girl, I'm so busy. I'm with these kids. I have like so much to do. There's so much on my plate. And then you're like, gosh, maybe I need to do something. What else do I need to do? Oh, that's a good idea. Maybe I need to add that to my plate. Eventually, that turned around. Eventually, I was like, I learn how to delegate. But I remember the moment where it was just an exchange of all the things that everybody were busy doing. And so, also, there were some moms that worked full time. I have no idea how they did that. I tried not to get too into all that, but some worked full time or some went to school and homeschool their children. So it was always a lot going on with a lot of the parents. So being busy wasn't just something I was busy. It almost became evident that I was doing what I was supposed to be doing. So I'll tell you, it was stuff I needed to do, but maybe not every day. Maybe we'll think about that more. So I know from that mindset, being productive meant busy. Being not productive meant that you were not busy or you were just being a little slack, lazy. It's that I've heard that before when people were not doing as much as the other person. Man, they're lazy. Well, maybe they're just tired. But I heard that. So it's like, oh, I better make sure I do stuff so I won't be lazy, you know? So I would think all of that became the norm because when you take on looking at other people in the family, when you take on being a mom, it's like you put on those roles that you expect yourself to be busy all the time, right? Now, here's the difference. I want to be someone that that people can count on. I do want to be that. I did want to make sure that, especially work wise, that I was someone that was a team player, right? Making sure that I took on the responsibilities I needed to. But then there's a difference than being that go person and being a real team player. You didn't have to, I learned that you didn't have to put on everything on your plate just to say you're a team player. The main thing was, would I look like I'm not doing my part? Would I look like I am like being detached or standoffish, or I'm not willing to put one in for the team? Will someone think I'm selfish, lazy, not helpful? Sometimes you just don't need to put more things on your plate. If being busy has served me in all these different ways, is it any wonder that slowing down feels strange? I, yes, all the things. If you're like me, that's been through those different little hamster wheels with your job, with your family, you want to be available, but you don't have to be available all the time. There's times when you can actually sit back and let somebody else do it. Get somebody else to do it, right? Well, the water is kind of warm. Mm. I wanted it to be a little cold today. All right. So what happens when your brain and body doesn't agree? What happens? Sometimes it feels like my brain and my body are having an argument, right? There's more you can do. You know, you're tired, but just give me one more hour. I have time. I can squeeze in that, right? How are you going to build a business if you keep stopping? That's some of the things I tell myself. So your body is like, then, okay, I'm done. So here's what this looks like as Snoopy makes his debut today. And let's get it. What one is it today, Snoopy? Just tell me. Just tell me you have your food on the floor and not in your bowl. Just just tell me, Snoopy. All right. Now my camera is all off because I got up. Sometimes it has to reset. I'm recording this on Zoom and we'll see what is it gonna do. There it is. All right. So have you ever felt whenever you were just exhausted? You were exhausted, but you were trying to keep pushing and pushing and pushing. And then you're like, okay, I'm almost done. But you start getting brain fog, maybe a headache. You just feel your body feels heavy. And it's like, I need to get this done. But your body's saying, no, no, you need to sit down. You need to sit down. Sometimes that happens, right? And you know what? It's okay. Your body's trying to tell you something. Sometimes we just don't want to pay attention to it, right? It's like your laptop has been unplugged. You ever, well, I'll tell you about my laptop I've had for so long. And if you don't pull the little plug all the way in, making sure it's all the way in there, if it's a little bit out, it will shut down. You're like, oh, what happened? What, oh my gosh, what happened? That's kind of like our body sometimes. It's just like you're sitting there, and next thing you know, you've taken a nap. I know I can't be by myself. I have learned how to sleep sitting up. Special moments sometimes during the month, and if I'm just that exhausted, I can fall asleep. I mean, that is kind of scary because you don't want to fall asleep in the wrong places. But that is a sign. That is a way past the alert button that's going off that you need to take a break. You need to rest. So, why do I trust my to-do list faster than I trust the signal that I'm tired? I'm starting to realize that I may have 10 things on my to-do list, but if I'm at number three and I am about to pass over, like pass out, like fall over, that's better word, fall over, I need to back away, back away. So why push through? If I stop, I might not restart. So maybe I sit down and don't want to get back up. Maybe a nap turns into feeling groggy. Maybe the momentum disappears. Maybe the rest of the day is gone. So pushing through can feel safer than stopping. So I've been there where I actually felt like, okay, I need to stop. Okay. I need to stop. Let me just sit here and rest for a moment. And then I was depleted. I didn't want to do nothing the rest of the day. And then I'm like, oh man, I should have just kept going. Then I would have had less to do the next day. But I was tired. A lot of times you can't just keep pushing through. And this is not a medical, a video. But sometimes you can push yourself so much, you can have some type of adrenal fatigue or something like that, or symptoms of things like that. Always check with your healthcare provider on things like that. But I'll tell you just from past experience that I've been to a place where my cortisol levels were extremely high. And on paper, it said that I had adrenal fatigue. And the doctor, she was like, okay, you need to move some things around, get you some rest more in the morning. And I was like, what? Say what? It's like, that's where I'm like my best early in the morning, but take some rest. I was like, well, can I just go to bed early? Like she said, whatever you can do to like relax, rest your body. Like, what does that mean? I don't want to just be sitting around doing nothing. But the symptoms are usually the last thing to show. And so I was just pushing too much, doing too much. But it seems like they can do more. Why can't I? What's wrong with me? Why can't I do more? Everybody is different. Everybody is doing different things. Not everybody, you don't know the behind the scenes of what everybody does. Yeah, they can show you this is what I do behind the scenes. That's not every day. That's not. You don't know what they have signed up for, what contracts they've made. So tend to your own lane, please. Tend to your own lane. But And just because that happened before doesn't mean it's going to happen every time. So that was the fear. That was the fear that was in me. Like, oh my gosh, now I got to, like, do all these things. And now if I stop, then I might not get what I need to get done. But just because something happened that one, two, three times doesn't mean every time it's going to be the same thing. You can stop and take a break. You're not lazy. So let me tell you about the time that I chose, after all the things I've gone through over the years, and the fear of stopping and trying to restructure all the things to make sure I get what I need to get done, at least throughout the week. But I was, hesitant of taking a break for something I needed to do on a particular day. So we have rabbits. We have lots of rabbits. You hear one, there's one in this office right here. He has his own little setup. We keep him, and this is the best place for him, but he makes noise. And instead of moving him around, just make him part of the journey. How do you work through pets? That might be my next video. Let me write that down. How do you work through pets? Um, how do you work through taking care of pets? And part of that is what I want to talk about, because the rest of them are outside in their rabbitry, rabbit kingdom. And so it takes some work. I'll tell you, I have a really, really sweet daughter that does most of the organizing and everything. She's so sweet and she enjoys doing it. But I want to make sure too that I'm doing my part. But when I've learned when I can't do anything, I can't. And then we'll plan together, put it on a calendar of the days we're going to actually clean everything out and get it reorganized. So this particular day, I knew I had to get some things done for my business. This is the time that I put it on my calendar to get it done. At the same time, the cages needed to be cleaned. The kennels needed to be cleaned out. So out there, it was so dang hot. So I had to stop, take breaks. I made a decision also to stop. And I sat there and drinking my water while I was in there and taking the breaks that I needed. I didn't keep pushing. I allowed myself that time. So because of that, it took longer to get things done. So by the time I got in the house, took a shower, I felt so relaxed. And I was like, I have to take a rest. So I took about a 20-minute power nap. And before, I would have been very hesitant about doing that. because I'm not going to be any good. Like some of my relatives say, I won't be no more good. I won't be no more good. That wasn't the case. I took that 20-minute power nap and I was out. And I slowly remember my alarm like going off, getting up. And I was just like, okay, time to get up. And I was walking around a little bit, stirring around. I got dressed, fully dressed, like I was going somewhere. I was going to my computer right here, my laptop. Fully dressed, earrings, everything. Got me a snack, got me a drink. And guess what? I got stuff done. I was ready to go. I felt so good. Oh my gosh. So that goes to show you past things are in the past. That doesn't necessarily determine what's going to happen going forward. I was able to take care of what my body needed. And it started being outside, listening to my body, taking the time to just pause and not rushing through and then just feeling bad, but taking the time, hydrating, coming back, great shower, and then taking the time to rest. And that was one of the best recharge moments. So, just to encourage you to keep going, and when you need a break, take the break. Don't worry about the past things. And it's not to say that one day you might not want to do anything. I'm not saying that. I've not mastered the process. There's no mastery in this because your body does different things in midlife. This day is great, but don't be afraid to try it. Tomorrow, I may do something and I may decide to take a power nap and I may sleep an hour. But you know what? My body needed that. These are signs that you are okay. Don't put so much pressure and so much on your schedule that you don't allow time to rest. Got it? All right. So, our expectations. As a reminder, rest doesn't end your momentum, it restores it. Okay. Rest restores your momentum. Don't deny yourself something because you are afraid of what may happen afterwards. Sit with that. Hmm, let's sit with that. Okay, we're done. So, moving along. What if we stopped making the worst case scenario the rule? We put so much pressure. We put so much pressure on ourselves. Don't avoid something just because you're afraid the worst case scenario might happen. Yes, I'll tell you, I went to bed early. It was time to shut everything off. And overall, I feel pretty awake, but I did wake up. I started waking up again. I don't have it all figured out. Try all the things, the midlife recommendations, and a lot of them work really well. Months go by, I am sleeping all night. 1 month, nope. I've interrupted. I started back taking my magnesium at night. That helps with me. I don't know about you. I'm not recommending magnesium. I don't recommend any supplements. You have to use your own judgment, talk to your own healthcare profession. But just something that I was told that could contribute to me sleeping. I still woke up. My husband, he's a night owl. I heard him come in. Some nights I don't hear him come in. And some days he does not always stay. I mean, he's a night owl, but when he needs his rest, he'll go to bed. Sometimes before I will. But I woke up and I was like, you know, and I went back to sleep. Then I got hot. Then I was like, oh man, I didn't bring the fan in the room. I wasn't going to get it. So it was a combination of different things. So even though I went to bed early, that doesn't necessarily mean I'm going to get the rest that I need. But when you have the time to rest, rest and no regrets. Yeah, I could have stayed up later and got something else done, but who's to say that would have helped me rest more, you know? You see, we have to take every day as it comes. If I rest and discover I still need more rest, does that mean the rest was the problem? Or does it mean I was more depleted than I realized? Hmm, that's the question. I think it's both. Oh, you know, I don't know really, to be honest. Our bodies do different things. Sometimes more rest, it works. Like I said, sometimes it doesn't. But you have to start paying attention to what your body needs at that time. At that time, I needed to go to bed early. At that time, I needed to take that nap after cleaning out the rabbit. So at that time, you decide, what do I need? And making sure too, you always have a buffer in place where you're not just running from thing to thing to thing. Even if it's a 15-minute break, if you have interviews, if you have to be on the phone a lot, even if it's like 15 minutes of just sitting, not preparing paperwork for the next session. Maybe you need to make your blocks bigger. I've had to do that before. Make my blocks a little bigger. But if you say, I don't have that, well, if you only have 15 minutes, take 10 minutes to get the paperwork done in between, and the 5 minutes just to sit. Deep breaths. I'm a beautiful soul with a love for life. I have the tools to create life at home. Y'all think I just make up these quotes just for you guys? No. Like that quote, I made that quote up for myself. A lot of quotes that I like and a lot that I've put in books and everything, I make those for myself. Like, how can I be any good for anyone if I can't learn how to take care of myself? How can I be an encouragement to other people if I can't encourage myself? So I had to put things in place. These are my systems, and I like to share sometimes with people. I put systems in place to encourage myself because I need it. And maybe what I say may encourage you too. Maybe you create some things for yourself to encourage yourself. Oh man. I still want to build my business. Let me be clear. I still have goals. I still have things I want to do. And I feel that I need to get done in order to further my business. Okay. But I'm questioning whether working for something means I have to work on it every available time, every available minute that I have. Do I really have to do that to be successful and to for my business to grow? Do I need to spend every waking hour of work time building? That is the question. You can be very ambitious and take a break. You can be committed, but still be tired. You can be driven and respectful of your limits. That's the identity shift. You can still have the limits inside of being driven. You can create boundaries. You can draw the line to still have those things that you're going to say, okay, this is the time I'm going to allot for this. And this other time is my recharge moment. You have to decide that for you. What's the best for you? Hmm. All right. So I'm just going to share a little bit of what my rest looks like for me. This is not an end all, and it's not something that will is structured every single day because, like I say, and like I've said before, I'm in my midlife era and I'm learning what my body is doing. My body is going through a lot of different changes. And with me, I try to do for my journey as naturally flowing as possible of the things that I accept and allow. So, what my routine looks like mostly in the mornings that I make sure, now I know I make sure I go to bed, I wind down, bathe, doing all that. We'll start there. We'll start from the night before, how that's set up. And so making sure that I clear my thoughts, write in my journal. Most of the time, it's not fully 100% daily. I may just do like a, in like peace, command peace to myself, write in my journal, get the thoughts out, and then wind down for bed, bathe, and all that. I have a mask that I put on to block out some light. I rest, wake up, I have my alarm. I set my alarm, of course, go to the restroom, bathroom. I did start my meditation. I have a little place that I usually do it, not 100%, sitting in my closet. I have pillows, I have a blanket. Some days, if I want to do a full body scan, I will sit in the bed if I'm like aching and just relax my body flat on my back. But after my meditation, I have my journals in my closet. So, and have my pens. I have more than one pen just in case one gets missing somewhere. Like where do pens go sometimes? And I start my day after that, stretching. If I need to get dressed early, which I've been getting dressed really early, making sure I get room dressed, all that early, fully dressed. That makes you feel a lot better too. If I need to get a few things done first, I'll do that first, get the water in me, cleansing, and then I'll eat breakfast. If I'm ravenous, I will go to that kitchen first and get me a boiled egg and something. I won't just let myself just be ravenous for the next few hours. So just I play it by ear, but then I have my schedule of things I need to do while I'm on furlough. My schedule changes when I'm not on furlough. It's a lot of different things. I have this hat and that hat, my personal business hat, and then working through someone else's business hat. And so just making sure that I stay balanced and grounded throughout the day, making sure I'm nourishing my body. Take supplements too. I take digestive things too. Now, again, I don't go into all the different supplements that I take. That's up to you and you're a healthcare professional to decide that. But I make sure I drink at least half my body weight in water. That's my aim, my goal. So my cups that I have, they have like numbers on the bottom, how many ounces. I have another one that's huge. I fill that one up too. So that way when that's done, I switch it, well, pour that one because that one does, it has a thick spout. The other one, I used to drink it in water, just falls all over. So making sure I nourish. I am a snacker, so I had to stop buying those snacks that I really like to eat and making little really uh, more nourishing version of snacks and sweets because I love sweets. So I had to scale back. I kind of talked about that before with my little bakery trips because we have this local bakery. They make all kind of fun things. And so when you're in midlife, you got to balance that thing. Seeing changes in my vision and changes in just hormones, a lot of things start happening over 40. And so I want to make sure that I'm feeding myself things that's going to make me feel vibrant and alive. And so going through all the things throughout the day and having that, again, that cycle of making sure I have a wind down routine and I have a great wake up routine, those things usually set me off to a productive day. If I'm feeling really depleted early in the morning, I still have a buffer of time in the morning where I can actually sleep an extra 30 minutes. I could sleep an extra hour because I've given myself that time. This is the time really that I have to, just in case I'm feeling like some type of way, I can actually lay back down. So it's taking some years to get to that point where I feel comfortable doing that for one, and being able to do that. Or it's like working wise, being able to do that. So that's just a snapshot. Hopefully that was helpful. Maybe that's giving you some ideas. If there are some details as far as some wind down things that you're interested in, I do have a book, How to Be Fit Over 40. That kind of sets you up for showing you different things you can do to help wind down or jumpstart your morning. And so I highly recommend that book as well. So, anyways, let's keep moving along. I don't want to carry the day's load into sleep. That's my main goal. I'm trying to put the day down before I take it to bed with me. And that's why I put those systems in place to make sure that I can do that. And some days I do have to have those deep breathing sessions, the stop session where you stop, take notice of your surroundings, observe, take a deep breath, notice what you notice, and just enjoy that moment. And then go back, proceed to what you've been doing. So that's something that I like to institute as well. So I'm not learning that work doesn't matter. I'm learning that rest doesn't cancel out the work I've already done. And maybe I don't have to completely exhaust myself before I allow myself to stop. So, you have a breaking point. You can wait before the breaking point and choose to stop. So, can you rest while there's still something left on your to do list? Or do you feel like you have to finish everything before you've earned your way to rest? Think about that. All right, you can stop. You can stop. All right. Super excited about just being connected to this platform, the Midlife Time Traveler. This is a way that I document my journey. We're learning how to reclaim our time, our talent, our energy, and also just trying to figure out what's our next chapter, rediscovering who we are so we can see what our next chapter might look like. So, subscribe to the Midlife Time Traveler. Remember, this is progression. We don't have all the answers, but we're here together to see where that journey takes us. So until next time, while you have the day, make the most of today. Bye for now.